Hello, friend. I'm Abraham Lincoln. Yes, the tall guy with the top hat and the questionable beard, looking like I lost a bet with a broom. You've probably seen me on your money or misquoted in your school textbook. But today, I'm not here as a statue. I'm here to tell you what it was really like to live, fail, grow, and try again. Let's rewind. I was born in a log cabin. And no, that's not some rustic dream. It was cold, damp, and about as high-tech as a rock. The walls had gaps wide enough to sneak in a squirrel. In the winter, snow came inside. Basically, I grew up camping for the first decade of life, with no Wi-Fi, no heating, and definitely no streaming services. School? Barely went. Maybe a year total, if you squint generously. But I had books. I read everything I could find, over candlelight, squinting until my eyes begged for mercy. No fancy degrees. No tutors. Just me, a hungry mind, and words that lit the dark. Today, people say knowledge is power. Back then, for me, knowledge was survival. It was connection. It was the idea that I wasn't stuck in the mud-covered corner of America forever. If I'd had the internet, I would have binged philosophy and law between chopping wood and chasing runaway pigs. Now let me be real, I failed. A lot. Business? Failed. Elections? Lost more than I won. Romance? Crashed and burned. Honestly, I could have taught a masterclass in rejection. I tried, I messed up, I tried again, I got kicked in the teeth, figuratively speaking, though I wouldn't rule out literal kicks. But here's the thing, every failure taught me something. Not just what didn't work, but who I was becoming in the process. You see, failure isn't a period, it's a comma. A pause. A nudge. Unless you give up, it's never the end. If you feel stuck right now, confused, unsure, let me tell you something, it's normal. It doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're building. So yes, somehow, I became president. Miracle? Maybe. Poor judgment by voters? Possibly. Divine comedy? Almost certainly. But once I was in office, the real challenge began. Imagine leading a country that's tearing itself apart. Families split. States threatening to leave. Congress shouting louder than a tavern brawl. And me? Just a guy trying to hold the nation together with little more than hope, handwritten speeches, and what felt like duct tape made of moral conviction. The Civil War wasn't just a military crisis, it was a soul-level storm. Every decision tore at me. Do I send more troops? Do I push harder for unity? Can I do what's right even if half the country hates me for it? I barely slept. I read every letter that came to my desk, some filled with hope, some with venom, some with heartbreak. Mothers begging me to end the war. Soldiers asking why it started. Newspapers calling me incompetent, a tyrant, even a long-faced baboon. And in the middle of all this chaos, slavery. A national wound no one wanted to touch but couldn't ignore. I had to decide, stick with the status quo or risk everything by ending it. I knew the consequences. Violence. Division. Personal danger. But I couldn't just sit in that big White House and let injustice continue. When I signed the Emancipation Proclamation, I wasn't trying to be heroic. I was trying to be decent. To give people their humanity back. And yes, it made enemies. Tons of them. But I'd rather face hatred for doing what's right than applause for doing nothing. Leadership is lonely sometimes. It means walking through fire with blistered feet while others throw stones. But if you walk long enough, with enough truth, the fire can become light, and the stones, footsteps for those who follow. And maybe the most humbling part? Realizing you're not the solution. You're just part of the story. Others will carry it forward. Others, like you. Now here we are, in your world. Faster, louder, flashier. People argue over coffee orders, fight through comment sections, and measure worth with likes and followers. But you know what? The core struggles haven't changed much. Belonging. Purpose. Justice. The fear of being unheard. The pressure of being perfect. Back in my day, we didn't have algorithms, but we sure had criticism. I was torn apart in the newspapers almost daily. Called a tyrant. Laughed at for my voice, my face, even my honesty. The world can be harsh, friend. It doesn't always reward integrity. But don't let that harden you. Being kind, being brave, being real, those things matter. More than ever. You don't have to change the whole world overnight. Just change your corner of it. Start small. Speak truth. Help someone. Show up. And keep showing up. Because legacy isn't built in speeches or statues. It's built in choices. Quiet ones. Bold ones. Scared ones. Messy ones. You want to honor the future? Build it. Shape it. Even if your hands shake while you do it. Don't wait for permission to be useful. You don't need the title president. You need the title human, and a mission to care. Look, I won't pretend I did everything right. I made mistakes. Missed chances. Hurt people I tried to help. But I tried. I believed. I stayed curious and stubborn and hopeful. And so should you. You don't need a stovepipe hat or a Gettysburg Address. You need courage. And a little bit of foolish hope. That's what moved history before, and it still can. So go ahead. Be someone who tries. Who speaks up. Who dares to be kind in a hard world. You've got this. Because the best way to predict your future is to create it. Abraham Lincoln.